Hi guys, my name's Chris Wright. I'm a landscape photographer working out of Granada, Spain. Now, this week it's Easter weekend, and in keeping with my entire experience of Easter every year over the last 65, 66, 68 years, it has rained, even in Spain, weather utterly dreadful. And this led me to thinking a little bit about photographing in the rain and the challenges that presents and the opportunities that presents. Because one of the things that has really stuck with me for many, many years is the realization that some of the most dramatic landscape photographs that I've ever taken have been shot in the most appalling weather conditions, and rain is no exception to that. The light in rain is absolutely amazing. In rain, during a storm, after the storms, particularly beautiful light, and hopefully I can convince you of that with some of the photographs that I'm going to show. There are some differences that need to be taken into account, both in the processing and in the kit, or how you protect your kit. So let's initially talk about kit. Cameras are not, by their nature, waterproof, so do be aware of this if you're going out in the rain. Take something. Seriously, a plastic supermarket bag will do. That will protect your camera. It will keep the rain off your camera, leaving you with the only real problem to face is getting raindrops on the lens itself. Now, this can actually add creatively to the photography, but it's good to have the option of keeping your lens dry. And I think a lot of this is down to common sense. It's like keeping the lens pointing down when you're carrying the camera. Having a lens hood, using a lens hood will help keep rain off the lens. And you can take some dry wipes as well. Now, I have found, my experience is that this can often leave smears on the lens, so it's not perfect. I have to also add, I have in my kit bag, or not in my kit bag, I have in my kit room a rain sleeve for the camera, and to be honest, I've never used it. It looks formidably waterproof, and the entire thing encases your camera, and there's a sort of hood that surrounds the lens that you can zip this up. I've never used it. It's cumbersome. If I was a wildlife photographer, if I was a bird photographer, yes, I might then use it. But to be honest, for doing the sort of photography that I do, it's largely getting caught in showers. If I do go out in unpleasant weather like I did this weekend, I have found that, a plastic bag, it's not glamorous, but it is going to protect your camera, so you don't need to make a massive investment in kit. I will add to this that the kit that I use, my Canon 5Ds, are all weather resistant. They're not waterproof, but they are weather resistant, and I do find that gives me a little bit of a peace of mind around this. Now, onto the processing of the pictures. What I've found is you're dealing with a different set of requirements. So within these pictures, what I've tried to do is to isolate and bring out the contrast in the atmosphere, because you want those shafts of light. You want that. You also want the haze that you get. So it's quite a tricky balancing act, and so I've found Quite a few local adjustments have been used in these. I've used dehaze selectively, both to bring out the light beams and to enhance the sort of general haze that you get around this. I've also found, interestingly enough, with colour that the colour appears to be completely different. So in a normal sunny day or a golden hour, the light's very consistent. In these sorts of conditions, it's totally inconsistent because your light is coming in a very directional manner. You can see the areas that are lit up, and what I've found is that they tend to appear to be much more saturated. And this is completely natural. This has not been achieved in processing. What I've found I've done is actually back off on the processing a little bit just to get a more homogeneous look across the photograph and to, you know, keep that drama contained and not have, you know, for example, the lake is quite bright and is quite an unusual colour. This was totally natural. This was a reflection of what was going on in the sky with the clouds and the clear areas of sky above the photograph. So yeah, there's stuff to be learned, certainly. Top tip for rain photography, I think find a spot and stick with it. So I took shelter in some, I have a rock that I'd sit on which looks out over the Lekrjahre Valley. And I sat there for, I think, at least an hour. And really, apart from the sort of Zen peacefulness of doing such a thing, just observing the way that the light changes in the landscape is a fantastic learning curve. We tend not to do this as often. The only thing that I can think of where light conditions changed as rapidly and was a really powerful learning lesson for me was a photograph that I was taking at golden hour of windmills above the Lekrjahre Valley, and this was in summer, totally different lighting conditions. The light was completely the same. There wasn't a cloud in the sky, and I thought that I'd got all of the photographs I needed, and I found that I started to actually put my kit away, pack up my bag and so on. And I turned round and fortunately I hadn't packed up the tripod. The tripod was still there and I had my camera in my hand. The entire sky the sun had gone below the horizon, the entire sky had turned orange. And it was the most beautiful light. I slammed that camera back onto the tripod and took the photograph, and it lasted for probably 30 seconds to a minute max. And that was a real lesson. That really taught me to hang around and really wait until light had completely disappeared. To summarise on the rain section, I think that it's a different experience. Yeah, you're going to get wet, you're going to be cold, you're going to want to shelter from the rain. None of that matters when you find yourself looking at perfect and unusual light conditions. You get very dramatic shots in the rain, and certainly in the landscape you get the most amazing lighting conditions. In the city as well, rain really adds something to the lighting. You'll find the lighting reflects off the floor. You get beautiful, beautiful reflections. I find that's always worked really well for me in the city. So the only thing that remains is really to persuade yourself to get out of the warmth of your house, brave the cold, brave the rain, put up with the horror of the whole experience, and get out there and make some fantastic fantastic rainy day photographs, okay? I hope this video has been useful. If it has, please subscribe to the channel. We're going to have a lot more videos about actually taking photographs, as much as I hope that in this year we're going to have more videos about taking photographs as opposed to simply processing them. So if you've enjoyed this video, give us a like down below, tick the subscribe box, and we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye now.